What's up, everybody? My name's Parasite. Welcome to Hell Simulator 2022, Newcastle Edition. We are garbage. I'm going to try to not get upset, but saying that, half the team is on the transfer list. I've tried to literally release about half the team. Board won't let me do it. And yeah, we've lost 4 of our 5 games of the month. We've played 5 games this month. We've lost 4 of them against the worst team in the league, a mid-table team, a bottom half team, and then obviously a loss against the first team, best team in the league. But then we had a sitting off in the 61st minute, and it was like competitive until then. Okay, well, I say competitive. They were up 3-0. 2-0. He scored right after. They're up 2-0. But yeah, we are garbage. I don't know what's changed. Like, it's not the tactic. It can't be the tactic. The tactic did this. This is a Europa League spot for a team that I just built like 3 months ago. This is the worst team in the league. I don't know what to do. The tactic suddenly isn't the worst thing the world has ever seen. I don't think opposition has figured out our tactics, because their figuring out of our tactics is making our strikers miss every single one-on-one. That is what's happening. We can't score. We made a change. We noticed we were conceding way too many goals. So, like, after this run here, we were conceding way too many goals. So we put our inverted wingbacks on support, and we started conceding less goals. But now, we can't score. So it's either I have the inverted wingbacks on attack, and we can score goals, but we lose because we concede more than we score, or I put them on support, and we don't concede a whole lot of goals, but we still lose because we can't score anymore. What can I do? At that point, what the hell can I do? But after the Southampton match, we played Tottenham and lost 2-0 away from home, but they were 16th in the league. Obviously, it's a cup match, but they're still 16th in the league. They scored a break, or they actually, wait. It was 2 legs. It's like, how did they score 2 goals and get into extra time? Yeah, we had 1-0 lead after the first leg. They scored in the 64th minute. Dele Alli, the easiest goal of his life. And then they scored in the 114th minute. After Renan Lodi decided, F this game, I'm getting out of here. Next game, Paulista said, F this game, I'm getting out of here. The players have quit. It's that simple. There's no question. There's no other explanation. The players have quit on me. They lost the worst team in the league. Like, morale isn't even bad. Dynamics aren't even bad. The players are bad. Like, let's look at morale. Dynamics. Team cohesion, fine. Atmosphere, fine. Managerial support, amazing. They support me. They don't like to play the game anymore. Obviously, there's some concerns, quite a few concerns, mostly because I've been finding them 2 weeks' wages at every single opportunity. But everything's still good. Morale is still good for the most part. Like, no negative morale except for Alex Grimaldo, who wants to leave, but no one wants him. I've tried to release him on a free. I've tried to do mutual release. He won't do any of it. The board won't let me do it. There's no way to get him off my team. I tried offering him out for 0. No one wanted him. And then Jacob Murphy, who's just a garbage player anyway, so who cares? And I've made some changes. Some players have been dropped. Marcus Edwards has been completely dropped to the under-23s. He is just awful. He's might have played 1 or 2 good games for this team this whole time. The rest are like 6.2s. He never does like a 6.7, 6.6. 6.8 even. He's like, I'll have like a 7.1, a pretty good game, or I'll play 6. And he's played 6 consistently. 6, 6.5, 6.1, 6.4. Here's one of his 2 good games. Against bad teams, Southampton and Watford. 2 games we lost. He actually did decently. So, if we're doing well, if we're playing well, he can't play well. This first match against Tottenham, we played really well. We won the game. He played 6.1. So, if things are going our way, he's just the worst player on the pitch. I don't know how he does that, but he does. So, he's on under 23s. I've called up Elliot Anderson to be his replacement. Doesn't look as good, but I don't think he can perform worse. So, he's in the squad. Unfortunately, I still have to start some garbage players. Fakir actually had a good game last time out. He played like 30, 40 minutes as a striker because we went down to Chelsea and I may have played 3 strikers up top and no midfielders at all. We actually won that half. We scored like 2 goals. They scored 1. So, actually, no, they scored 2, didn't they? We drew, which is better than what we were doing. So, yeah, I'm not going to do that permanently, though. I don't think I can do that. So he's still going to play. St. Maximin, we just don't have any options. Jacob Murphy's terrible. Frazier's injured and terrible. I'm trying to sell him. I'm trying to sell Fakir. I'm trying to sell anyone else here? Grimaldo, obviously. I'm trying to sell him. I'm trying to sell Marcus Edwards. And I'm trying to sell Gabriel Barbosa. Because they're all garbage players. I can replace them with a ham sandwich. I think we'd be about the same position. So yeah, today I wanted to look at the data hub because we need to figure out what's going on. If there is anything tactically, I have to figure it out now. I don't know if there is, but we'll have to figure out if there is. If there is, I need to change something. If not, I need to just sell my entire team and get all new players. So, Data Hub. I haven't looked at this yet, so this will be my first time. This will be my first reaction to it. I did see this. The match momentum, they destroyed us the entire match. Pass map, we barely passed the ball. General performance, goals are, that's not even current anymore. Goals are not good. We are not scoring goals anymore, but defensively we've been awful for most of the season. Now we're awful offensively. I wish there was a last 5 matches part of this where I could see their general performance in the last 5 matches, because it might be like this. Attacking's supposed to be good, dribble a lot, but we don't score. I feel like a lot of these are going to be irrelevant because we were good for most of the season. But our last month, we've been the worst team in the Premier League. Shooting, we're pretty good apparently. Decent conversion rate. Decent number of shots. Defensive efficiency. We're average. We're a very average defensive team. But I feel like that has improved since I moved to the inverted wingback on support. Goal output. We're average. We're good offensively, average defensively. We know that. Aerially, we're not good, but we don't have any tall players in the forwards, so we're not going to win a whole lot of headers. Defense, we should win some more headers than this probably, but our headers won ratio is not bad. We just don't win that many, or attempt that many even. Shooting, pretty good. One of the best shooting teams in the league. So we should be scoring goals, but we're not. I'm creating high scoring, high quality shooting. I'm creating as many good chances as I can. The players aren't taking them. I don't think, does this include actual goals or is this XG? It is actual goals per game and expected goals. So they are scoring about what to be expected, but not recently. Passing, pretty average. Relatively accurate, but pretty average. Possession. I mean, they do not lose possession much, but they don't win the ball much. But I think that's because we don't have to, because we maintain such good possession numbers. Crossing, accurate. We don't attempt many, but we're accurate. I mean, it makes sense. Our only wide players are center backs. Dribbling, we're the best dribbling team in the league. We should. We have 18s and 19s and 17s and 16s in dribbling for all of our wide players. So we should be good at dribbling. Defending. I mean, typically you want to be down here where Man City is. That's because you don't have to do a lot defensively. You don't have to make a lot of blocks. You don't have to make a lot of clearances because you're winning the ball high enough up the pitch where that doesn't come into play. Like these teams are getting just bombarded with shots and crosses and all that. You don't want to be up here. It might be green, but you don't want to be up here. So we're about average. So could be worse, could be better. Tackling, we're one of the best tackling teams in the league. We attempt a lot and we win a lot. So basically, from seeing this, our tactic's good. It's weird. I mean, it's not good defensively, obviously. I mean, it's average. So for this tactic to be average defensively, and I have no central midfielders, and I have almost my entire defense on attack, that's a positive. If you can get average defense and create an amazing attack, which we have done, you can win a lot of games. But when you have an average defense and a below average attack, you're going to be the worst team in the league. And that's what we are right now. Let's look at the players. I'm really interested to look at the players. Goalkeeping. Dubravka, below average. Darlow's better. Doesn't make a whole lot of saves. But he's got a better save percentage. But that's also, like I said, a lot less. Wow, Fabianski. Maybe we should sign Fabianski. 90-some% save percentage. I've never seen it that high. I've seen high 80s. I've never seen 90s. Fabian. Oops. Ski. Unwilling to sell him. Almost unsellable. Well, dang. All right. Advanced goalkeepers. Below average. Doesn't quite get as many expected goals prevented as he should, and his save percentage is low. But he's not awful. He's an average goalkeeper. Passing wise, very good passer. I mean, we're playing it out of the back, so he's got a lot of high percentage passes, but his completion's fine. Passing, he's a fine passer. Defending, I mean, again, you probably want all your players down here, so players down here aren't bad. I mean, obviously, it's good to have a lot of blocks and clearances. So if you do have the chance to, you should do it. But I don't really think this scatter graph is that important. This one is a little bit more though. Tackling. Kieran Trippier very good in the tackle, which by his numbers makes sense. Grimaldo has a very good win ratio, even though he's not got the best tackling and he's been awful. Defenders, a little below average. Or Cinemax, a little below average. Tyron Mings is pretty good. Rest of our Cinemax a little bit below average. Mikel Marino, Fabian Schär. Can't tell who this is. No, I can't tell who that is. I feel like you should be able to zoom in. I think that makes a little bit of sense to be able to zoom in so you can see each individual name instead of just being like a glob of names that you can't read any of them. Aerially, Mikel Marino's doing well. I wasn't sure how well our Cinemax would do, but all of them are doing pretty well aerially. They're not small. Mings should be probably doing better than these guys, but he's taller than the rest. Paulista's like 6'2", maybe 6'3". Mikel Marino's like 6'2". Mings is 6'5". I feel like he should be doing better there. Passing. Schär, great passer. Paulista, pretty good passer. Marino, pretty good passer. Malang Sarr. Mings not the best, but these guys are better passers than him, so it makes sense. Fullbacks, not what I really like for guys that are playing inverted wing backs, so they're playing through the midfield. Their passing is very important for them, and they have good passing attributes. Not ideal. Assisting. I feel like these numbers should be a lot better. Okay. One question I might have is our struggle because we don't have enough players putting in crosses? Because we know crossing is overpowered in FM22. Are we seeing what happens if you don't have a lot of crosses? You just lose. You just auto lose because that is the opposition are going to do it. If you don't do it, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. I think we're seeing that. I think that's what we're saying. Look at these numbers. We are not being creative. We're not getting assists. Our fullbacks aren't involved. They're doing a lot of passing, but they're not finding key passes. Even though they're playing as midfielders, basically, they're not getting any assists. Which you might expect less assists than if they're playing on the wings because they don't have crosses in, but they still run the channels and put in crosses more when they are on attack than they do now. But I do have a change I'm considering. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I have an idea. Yeah, we just don't cross the ball. Mark Mings is actually almost average, which is pretty good for a wide center back. But Paulista is not crossing enough. Sarr is not crossing enough. Schär is not crossing enough. We're not getting enough crosses. For how overpowered they are, we need to put in more crosses. Mings is actually dribbles quite a bit. That's kind of surprising. I figured our fullbacks would be up there, not Mings. Is that what I just looked at? That's what I just looked at. And possession. They don't win the ball much. Mings. Paulista wins the ball more than anyone. He's pretty good in possession. Mings is obviously we saw he dribbled more than any of them, so it makes sense that he'd lose the ball more. I'm not getting anything huge from there. Midfielders. Shooting. We're just getting nothing from 90% of our team. I want to see assisting real quick. Okay, we're at least getting some more assists from our attacking midfielders. They're probably in forwards. I was going to say our wide midfielders doesn't look like they're doing anything because they are not even on here, but I think they're probably labeled as forwards. So let's actually, I'm going to go straight to there and look at their assisting. There's a pretty big issue. Fakir's pretty decent. Somehow, even though I don't feel like he's done anything all season. Let's actually look at their shooting real quick. Is it shooting or scoring? Shooting's fine. Yeah. They're not good shooters. And, I mean, Fakir is supposedly a decent passer or assister. Saint-Maximin is. He can't shoot. He can't assist. What does he do? He dribbles and gives the ball away. That is all Saint-Maximin does. I've got a little bit of money. If I could sell him, I would definitely bring in a much better player. But I can't sell him. Nobody wants him. No one wants anyone on our team. No one wants Fakir because they know he's awful and overpaid. Assisting, Demirbai's pretty good. We know Demirbai's good. He's been good all season. Asensio's been okay. Lo Celso's been terrible. Willock's not been very good. I feel like he's getting a little lucky to have such high assists with such low-key passes. I want to see some of the strikers on here before I'm going to make, damning statements, but pretty good on the ball. Demirbay is actually the worst. Makes sense. He's probably the worst dribbler of the bunch. Yeah, defending they shouldn't do much. Lo Celso you might say should be a little bit better because he's actually got good defending stats. He's a decent tackler, though. Actually, I say that. He's got the worst tackle-win ratio of them all. But he probably attempts more. He does attempt more, so maybe that kind of balances out. But I don't want to see this. Forwards. I mean, they're in decent positions. Barbosa's in a pretty good spot. A lot of expected goals per shot. The second most in the league. So he's He's putting himself in one of the best positions. Like, he's getting some of the best looks in the entire league. And he's only slightly better, slightly getting more of those shots on target. He should be up here. When you're getting this many chances, this quality of chances, you should be up here. Because you should be getting them on target. So he's just skying some amazing chances. That is what I've seen, especially. These last 3, 4, 5 games I've played. We're getting one-on-ones. We're creating great opportunities, but there's no end product. That's kind of the reason why the midfielders were struggling on assists. It's because there's no end product from the strikers. Callum Wilson. He's probably in a better spot than Gabriel Barbosa. I would say Callum Wilson's in a better spot. He's putting more shots on target with less quality chances than Gabriel Barbosa. And our wingers are doing absolutely nothing. They cannot score. Which, when Fakir has 15 finishing and basically can play striker, I feel like he should be able to score. He is massively underperforming. Early, we won't be anywhere near here because we don't have any tall players. Passing, not bad. Callum Wilson's actually the worst passer, but so far we've seen he's the best finisher. We already looked at assisting, but here it is again. Crossing, wouldn't expect much. Maybe more from Fakir, but he's pretty accurate, at least. Goal output. Gabriel Barbosa, he gets the most goals. Wow, why is Wilson not even on this list? Is he that bad, or... I kind of want to... Oh, he's right there. He's right underneath him. So, yeah, they're on the same level in terms of scoring. But even though he's a worse passer, Callum Wilson is a better assister. Who is this? Martinelli. Lukaku. Yeah. So they're decent in terms of expected goals per 90 minutes. That's not even actual goals. That's expected goals. I want to see goals to assists. Why is that not a thing? Like actual end product. I don't care about expected. I want to see what you actually do. Do you actually get a goal? Do you actually get an assist? Because I feel like he'll be a lot lower on that. Because he's getting good goals. He's getting good... Not goals. He's getting good opportunities. He's missing them. In terms of dribbling, Fakir, lots of dribbles. Not the best on the ball, but lots of dribbles. I'm okay with that. St. Maximin's in a pretty good spot, but he has 19 dribbling, so he probably freaking should. All right. I don't think I really learned a whole lot from that. I learned that our strikers are not good enough. Our wingers aren't doing enough in front of goal. They're playing inside forward. They need to be scoring some goals, and they're just plain not. And they're not getting many assists. St. Maximin is the worst player on the team. That's what that showed me. That St. Maximin is the worst player on the team. He dribbles and does nothing else. And that's useless. He's a useless player. But Jacob Murphy's no better. I don't have any options. I'm going to try to sign somebody because I have to. I can't. If we finish the season with St. Maximin, we're going to be bottom half. The way we're going, we're going to be bottom half. And we're currently in the Europa League spots. This is the squad I think I'm going to go with still. I don't have many options. Willick's not been good. Longstaff's just not good enough. Murphy's not been good. Munoz has taken Gabriel Barbosa's spot because, as we see, he's a terrible finisher. Marcus Edwards has been dropped because we didn't see him on any of those, so he's just not even good enough to even get his name in consideration. This is actually what I played last time out against Chelsea because I felt like we need to be even more defensive, so I went fully counterattack. But against Leicester, we should be able to do this. But I think I'm going to make one change just to see if it helps us be just as solid. Like, I'm looking for a way to be as solid defensively as with these inverted wingbacks on support, but more attacking. And like from here, there's not much I can do. I can't do much more up here, other than put this guy on attack or this guy on attack. Maybe say Maximin on attack. I don't think it's going to do anything. They're not good in front of goal. Like Dimmerbar's a good assister. He should be on support. Lo Celso is kind of a box-to-box kind of guy for that attacking mid role. I think I need to do it in my defense because, like, when we saw the inverted wingbacks on attack, we scored goals. So I think we have to go back to inverted wingbacks on attack. Now I need to find a way to be more defensively solid. So it's got to be putting at least one or two of these players on support. I'm going to try libero support. See if that small change will make a difference to us be more. Yeah, I have to. We need the wide center backs to be on attack. We need to get them overlapping if we're going to get any crosses. I don't know if it's going to make any difference, but I'm at a loss at this point. I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to keep doing something, and if it works, don't question it. Well, that took a little bit longer than intended, but I just needed to vent. I needed to go through this. I needed to go through it in my head as much as, kind of bringing it out to you, giving you some ideas, hopefully. I don't know. Like, familiarity is great, so that's not a thing either. Like, I don't know what to credit it to, but I just need to talk through it. Hopefully we figure something out. I don't know if we really have. We know the reasons now, just because we've not been clinical. Our wingers are doing nothing. Our attacking midfielders aren't providing any sort of goal threat either. So, I don't know. We've made that slight change. Let's just see if it makes any difference. We're all sick and tired of getting bad results. It's time to change that. Starting today. Defense, I have faith in you. Go out there and make the difference. We need to be dominating the midfield here. And I know you can do it. Callum, if we're going to win this, you're going to have to show up. But I have faith in you. Do you hope your team can produce today? It's going to be a tough match. And it's up to my players to perform. Leicester have been disappointing in the Premier League so far this season to find themselves in 17th place. Do you think there's a chance that Leicester can take all the points at King Power Stadium? Yes. There's a good chance. We're going to have to be on our game from the very first minute if we're going to stand a chance of taking something away from this match. Tottenham were 16th, and they whooped us. Literally whooped us. How hard have you found the recent fixture list? It's been a tough run, no doubt, but I hope we can come out of it a stronger team. I just don't know the mental strength of this team. Like, their morale's good. When they step on a football pitch, they fall asleep. They just sit and stare. They miss one-on-ones. I don't know are they practicing poorly? Do I need to set up training somehow different? I don't know. I might try putting in some more like finishing training, tactical tactical defending training maybe. I am left without much of an idea of what to do. If this is another bad result, good Lord, it's god awful mistakes on every individual on this team. Marino just walks ahead, lets the ball go right over his head, right to the wide open striker. We are lucky he didn't score. That's the whole reason he didn't score, because we are lucky. He should have scored that. It's just everyone is trying to find the one way they can, screw up our chances. One way they can disappoint their whole team every game. Each individual is like, how can I screw this up more than anyone else has so far? Doing that is the opposite, luckily for Shar. He's actually not been bad. For all the players that have been god-awful, his last 2 games he's been god-awful, but he's actually not been the worst player I've ever seen. The fact that he's better than St. Maximin, St. Maximin should retire. If Shar is better than you, and you're supposed to be one of the best players in the club, I think you're over. I think your career is over. The fact we're still in European spots is unbelievable to me. Either everyone else is choking as well, or we were so good at the early on in the season we can afford to have a terrible stretch of form. Now things are just going our way. We get a free kick, we get a free kick. We get a header at the back post. It's not quality. It's just, I guess the free kick's pretty quality. Everybody should actually be scoring more of those, though. That's amazing free kick. He's got really good set pieces. So I think that might be his first free kick goal of the season. So if anything, he's underperforming there as well, and he just finally scores one. I mean, do we deserve to be in the lead? We have 0.3 XG. Probably not. We've gotten a little bit lucky. They should have obviously scored. They had a better chance than any. And then the entire combined, our chances combined weren't as good as that one chance they had where Marino missed the ball. This game is not over. We have to stay focused through the rest of the entire second half. We cannot allow complacency to creep into our play. Our first highlight's about 55 minutes in, and I'd be happy if there are no more highlights the rest of the match. I'll take a 2-0. That is an improvement. 2 goals is a vast improvement on mostly what we've seen before. The only reason we scored 2 against Chelsea is because I went with literally 3 strikers and 2 attacking wingers. No midfielders. Inverted wingbacks already in the wingback position. 2 center backs because we were down a man. So I went a little bit attacking, and we actually scored 2 goals, but conceded 2 or 3, so. Oh, Lord. It's not been a good start to the second half. This is just a very dangerous attack by Leicester. It's still happening. They should have scored that too. We are getting lucky. This should be 2-2. With the way our luck has been, this would be 2-2. But we're finally getting a little luck to go our way. You can't rely on luck. If you're relying on luck to try to get European football, you don't deserve European football. Good Lord, Marino. Good freaking Lord. Do you know what defending is? Do you know what position you play? Obviously, he's naturally a midfielder, but still, you've been playing it for the entire season. Surely you should kind of recognize the position you play and not let him just chest it down in front of you while you're standing with your back to him. Unacceptable. This should be 3-1 to Leicester. 3-2 even. We probably deserve our 2. Maybe not. We deserve at least one of our. Maybe not. I don't know. We're drawing. I hate this team. Of course, 2-0 up. And we decide, nope, we're done. They stopped playing. Every single game you better win this. Every single game they've played, they've either stopped at the first whistle, or they've taken a lead and stopped, or they've been down by 2 goals and stopped. They're just weak. They're just weak. They're mentally weak. They're physically weak. They're tactically weak. They're just weak. Oh, that might be a sending off, though. We gotta go. We gotta freaking go. A little bit higher tempo. More expressive. A little bit wider. Counter. Push all the way up. We gotta go. We need a goal. We have to go super attacking. They're down a man. If they score now, I might resign. I might legitimately resign and end this series today. Because I don't want to play with this team anymore. If this team does not win this game, I do not want to play with this team anymore. I'm going to finish out the season, but I'm going to hate every second of it if they continue this. Because this is pathetic. Who's playing awful? Guess what? Fakir's not playing well. Surprise, surprise. Lascelles not playing well. St. Maximin is the worst player on the freaking pitch. Anyone surprised? Not me. He's the worst player I've ever used. I can't play him anymore. I'm demoting him to the B team. I can't play him anymore. He's always on a 6.2. He is literally always on a 6.2. I don't know how he's so bad. He's got good crossing numbers. You think he'd at least be able to do that? His finishing's 10. I've seen worse strikers or worse players able to score goals. Yet he does nothing. He has no end product. Absolutely none. Lodi, we have to score this. You have to score this, Callum. You're benched. Santiago Munoz, congratulations. You are our new starting striker. Great. Tell me what I can do. They're getting one-on-ones. They're just missing every single one. What can I do? I feel like I'm hopeless because my players are incompetent. Maybe that's partially my fault because I did sign most of them, but the ones that were here are incompetent. Callum Wilson, horrible. St. Maximin, worst player on the team. Isaac Hayden is a better player. He's gotten better ratings than St. Maximin. Well, we got 5 minutes to score on a team with 10 men. They've been with 10 men, by the way, for like 15 minutes. And we're still yet to score. And they've looked the better team. They're going to score this, aren't they? Yeah, it was obvious. It was damn obvious. I don't want to continue this series. I want this to be the last episode. Because I cannot... Like, my mental health is being eroded by this pathetic, weak, poor excuse for a football team. If they score here, I just don't know. Lodi, you have to score. Thank you. The first one-on-one we've scored in, like, months. And it's the fullback. It's the fucking fullback. After the center back goes on the support, by the way. Libero on support, that is. Goes on a marauding run through the middle. Obviously, that change wasn't enough to change anything. Because our defense has been god-awful still. A draw. A freaking draw. Fakir somehow got a 6.9. Didn't see him do one positive thing all match long. 2 weeks wages for Maximin. He's never going to get paid again. He's literally going to have to pay us more than he's ever going to get paid. He literally is going to have to pay us. He's getting 2 weeks wages every week. I'll take it. He doesn't deserve to be paid for that performance. He doesn't deserve to be paid for any performance. He doesn't deserve to ever play the sport again. Callum Wilson, 2 weeks. Los also 2 weeks. Our defense played well, apparently, but they still scored 3 goals. So, I don't know how they played well. How did Dubravka play well? They scored 3 goals. How did our defense all play well? They scored 3 goals. I don't like what I just saw from this team. You were outplayed by 10 men. Completely outplayed. It took a fantastic solo run by Marino and a nice goal from Renan Lodi, the fullback, to even get a point out of it. That is, you should be embarrassed. Because I'm embarrassed for you. Having held what seemed to be a comfortable lead, You must be disappointed to have come away with only a draw from that match. I'm very disappointed. We thought the game was won, lost our concentration, and threw it all away, just like every game we play. Renan Lodi is a savior for his side there, grabbing a dramatic lead equalizer. It must have been a massive relief for you to see that one go in. Naturally, I'm pleased with the goal, but the overall performance was poor, and I just want to move on. Match certainly entertained the fans, but it was a rather more stressful experience for the managers. We won't get far if we defend like that in the future, so we need to tighten up a little. We need inverted wingbacks on attack to score. But if we had inverted wingbacks on attack, we can't defend. I have 4 attacking midfielders and a striker, and we have to have inverted wingbacks on attack to score. That is more of an indictment on those players than I've ever seen. Time for fines. Lo Celso. Discipline. Poor performance. 1 week. He just got back from injury, so you're just going to lose 1 week of wages for that. How can I not fine Alex St. Maximin? He played a 6.2. Did you not find him in back-to-back weeks? Is that a thing? Like, if you find him 2 weeks, you can't find him 2 weeks the next time? Because I should find him 2 weeks until he literally is poor. Living in a box. He should literally give me all of his money because he does not deserve it. He is a sham of a player. Callum Wilson, surely we can find him. Discipline. Poor performance. 2 weeks. But he's going to cry too. Watch it. Watch it. You just know. You can't find anyone 2 weeks. No matter how garbage they played. I find players who played like a 5.4 2 weeks wages and they cried. So Callum Wilson's definitely going to throw up a fuss. Fine was unfair. I'm not going to talk to him about it though. He doesn't have to make me have to talk to him. So I feel it's unfair until he's blue in the face. I don't care. I'm going to go on quite a bit because if I keep doing this, I might get banned off YouTube. When do we come back for this shitstorm? I mean, we've played like all of these teams. Crystal Palace are 20th. So if we can't beat them, I will resign. Right now, I am telling you, if we lose to Crystal Palace, I'm going to resign and end the series effective that very moment. And we'll play West Ham, because they're not very good either. Better than Brentford, but still. I'm going to do West Ham, Crystal Palace. I'm going to Burnley. They're not good either, but I want to face a mid-table team too. Like I said, I want to face all different qualities of teams. Obviously, we're going to lose to all of them, because Leicester are in 17th place and outplayed us with 10 men. Well, that's going to be the end of this episode. If you like that, then you're a masochist, and I love you for it. But if you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials and my Twitch are in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me. And I'll probably see you next time.